Hello. Today I'm going to plant some summer fruiting raspberry canes. There are two problems I have with that at the moment. One of them is that here in southern England it would be normal to plant bare root canes in the dormant season between November and March. Well, it's now the end of April. It was a pretty last minute decision, so I'm now a month over when it would be ideal to plant them, although I have still found a supplier. The other thing is that planting the canes, it would be a good idea, very sensible idea, to plant them in a different location from the ones that are already here. There's viruses in the ground, various problems. It would be nice to start somewhere new, but I don't really want to have a cage elsewhere in the garden. There's no real space in this cage at the moment with everything starting to grow. So I'm also going to do a not very advisable thing by planting them in the same location that they were before. The reason I'm doing it now is that it occurred to me, looking at these as they're beginning to sprout, that they're not as strong and vigorous as they used to be, despite the efforts I have in looking after them, cutting them back and fertilising them. There are some areas on this bed where canes simply aren't growing where they used to grow. They're very old. They were here when I put them in very early on when I did this garden. They're many years old, so it's sort of time to have some additional ones. But the other thing is that because they're summer fruiting, anything that's planted now will start to put up its shoots, put up its canes, but the fruit won't appear on those until the following year. And so if I miss this opportunity now and I plant them in the dormant season next year, I'm going to wait another 2 years before I see raspberries. So I thought I've got nothing to lose by taking a chance and trying to see what I can do in the same location as before, with and a little bit late. So now, how am I going to give them the best chance of survival? I've kept some of the better looking old raspberry canes in the hope that I might get some fruit this year. What I'm going to do now is deal with this box around the bed. This bottom wooden section, as I explained in video 12, isn't part of a raised bed, or wasn't. It was in order to keep straw in place. When plants can come up at any location, I don't use weed suppressant fabric to avoid weeding. I put straw down, which is quite effective. So these are straw boxes to stop the straw blowing away. But what I'm going to do is to increase their height by another 6 inches and turn them into raised beds. Fill it up with garden compost and hope that the new soil in a raised bed gives the new raspberries a good start in life. So there we are, a completed raised bed ready for the raspberries. These are bare root raspberry plants. These are called Glen Ample. I've not put these in before. They are said to be mid-season heavy cropping raspberries, and they have an RHS Award of Merit, plus also an RHS Award for being good pollinators or being good plants for pollinators. The raspberry plants don't root very deeply. 3 or 4 inches is absolutely fine for them. I'm planting these about 18 inches apart. As they grow, they will need supports. And the final thing, as ever, is to give them a good watering in. Well, that's all the raspberries planted. Fingers crossed I'm not too late for this year, and thank you for watching.